So we have a few things to talk about in today's video. We have Jamahal Hill threatening Joanna Jedrzejczyk to knock her out. We have Donald Trump saying that there's going to be 9 title fights on the White House card. And we have a few fights to react to. I thought I'd do a little MMA news reaction video. I don't really usually do these. I usually try to stick to one topic. So let me know what you guys think about this new thing. It is a new thing. People do it all the time. Not normally me, I usually stick to one topic, but these aren't big enough for individual videos, so I thought I'd cram them all into one video, a little 3-for-1 special. Let's start off with Jamahal Hill. So, Jamahal Hill threatened to knock out Joanna Jedrzejczyk because supposedly, allegedly, Joanna was getting violent or aggressive towards Hill's partner. My queen Joanna, okay, if this is true, why are you trying to start fights with untrained women? But then, I posted about this on my community post, and someone said apparently Hill's partner was mouthing off to Joanna to start the altercation. I'm going to give my thoughts on both situations, but first we're going to watch the video, and we'll see what you guys think. So we got Hill saying to Joanna, my queen, how dare you say this to my queen? If you touch my girl, I'm going to knock you the fuck out. And Joanna goes, yeah, you will? Don't talk to me like that, Joanna. You will? Yeah, I will. No, I'm joking. But I want to give my side of this, because everyone's wondering, what does No Bromo think about the situation? I know you're all wondering. As soon as you saw this online, you were all thinking, what does No Bromo think? I have 2 thoughts on this for both situations, okay? Number 1, if Joanna's just getting aggressive because she's drunk or whatever, and she's trying to start altercations with untrained like women that don't train, they don't fight, that's some clown shit, and Jamahal Hill has every right to defend his woman that can't fight against a trained fighter. I would have maybe not threatened to knock her out, though, Jamal. You're like 230 pounds. Alright, Joanna's tiny. You could have said something like, alright, I'm not going to let that happen. If you touch my girl, I'm gonna drag you off her. I'm not going to let that happen. If you punch Joanna with all your might, Jamahal Hill, I know you got pillow fists, but still. You could cause some serious damage and maybe kill her. I don't know. We'll get on to Trump later, but maybe could have just worded it a little differently. Maybe use some different words like I will drag you off her. Don't you dare! I won't let that happen. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Although I get it, he's protecting his family from a trained fighter, whether it's a woman or a man. It doesn't matter. I've seen people say, he won't dare say this to Alex Pereira. I think he probably would say that to Alex. When it comes to his family, he probably would say it to Alex. If you come near my fucking brother or my wife or anyone, I am going to knock you the fuck out. Whether he would or not to Alex, whether he'd be able to, is a different story. But if he is just genuinely defending his partner that doesn't train or fight from a trained fighter like Joanna, I mean, what do you want him to do? Just let her do it because she's a woman and just go, oh, Joanna, please don't do that. No, he's going to fucking make sure that doesn't happen. Now, on the other side of it, if Jamahal Hill's girlfriend, I'm assuming they're not married, started talking shit to Joanna, right? You're a clown. And she's starting shit purely because she's with her fighter boyfriend and she knows she can get away with shit like this. Women do this all the time. They just start shit when they're with their man because they know, well, my man will handle it. I'll just start shit and my man can handle it because he's the man and he's there to protect me. So I'm just going to say what I want and not have to deal with any consequences because my man will deal with that. That's some clown shit. Why you like? Just even if you got a disagreement, just be the bigger woman and be like, whatever. Whatever. You know, you're a trained fighter, whatever. Like, pick your battles, you know what I mean? Pick your battles. Have some fucking, like, high IQ and go, she's a fighter. I best not get into an altercation with her, because either number one, I'm going to get knocked the fuck out, or number two, Jamal's going to have to get involved, and people are going to start calling him a woman beater. It's a fucking lose-lose situation, and people are already shitting on Jamal for threatening to knock her out. I mean, look at this tweet here from Red Wolf MMA. Hill really out here threatening to knock out a woman that's already being restrained by security. Piece of shit. Love how Joanna doesn't give a fuck. I mean, what do you want him to do? Be like, yeah, go for it. Go on. You can beat up my wife. No, he's probably going to just say, I'll just knock you the fuck out then, eh? He's protecting his family. I get it. But at the same time, it's a 230-pound man threatening to knock out a 130-pound woman. Maybe just say, I won't let that happen, and just drag her. You could literally drag her off and bear hug her. She couldn't do a thing to stop you. Just drag her off your wife. You don't need to knock her out. It's a bit extreme. She's a little woman, Jamal. You're a big man. But at the same time, he's not just going to sit back and let his wife, girlfriend, whatever, get beat up on by Joanna, a trained martial artist. To an extent, you know, you got to be like, okay, you know what? You're just a civilian. I'm not going to put hands on you, but I'll let you know that I could, sort of thing. But Joanna's actually getting physical with her. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. Should Joanna have even got involved with this woman? Shit, probably not. I mean, we gotta wait for more context before we make judgment on whose fault it really is. Either way, Jamah's not gonna let it happen. So you know, you can't really blame him for that. You know what I mean? Let's move on. Donald Trump doesn't know how many divisions there are in the UFC. Okay, he says they're going to be 8 to 9 title fights. No, not 89, 8 or 9 title fights on the White House card. I don't think he understands. There's only like 12. Was it 12 weight classes? There's not going to be 8 or 9 title fights. I would be very surprised if every fight on the main card is a title fight. That's what they should aim for. 5 title fights, maybe. Just stack the main card full of title fights. 8 or 9, though. You're going to line up most of the champions to fight on the White House card at the same time. I don't think so, but we'll listen to the clip and give my reaction to it, I guess.
UFC on June 14th. It's going to be June 14th next year. And they're building an arena. The great Dana White's building an arena. And they're going to have 8 or 9 championship fights, the biggest fights they've ever had. Everyone's.
What title fights could these even be? Like 8 or 9 title fights. We're already getting like 3 if you include the BMF belt in January and February. Then you've got March, April, May. You got 3 months worth. So are we just not going to have any title fights for 3 months? What are you going to put on the other pay-per-views? I just don't get how this is going to be a thing. How they're going to be able to pull off 8 or 9 title fights. If they were to do so, though, who would you put on the White House card? Like, what 8 or 9 title fights do you think realistically we could make for the White House card? I'd be surprised if there's fucking 3. They might they'll stack the card, but shit, 8 or 9. That's more than there is fights on the main card. If they're gonna do this, I say scrap the early prelims, scrap the prelims, just have a one-off 8 or 9 card, 8 or 9 bout card, and just stack it like that. But if you're including so you're gonna have title fights on the prelims? Or you're going to have early prelims, then prelims, and then a 9-fight main card. I just don't think it's going to work. Maybe they could do 5, get 5, all 5 main card fights as title fights, but 8 or 9, I don't see how that's even going to be possible. especially with scheduling and everything like that. I don't know. And it depends how these next fights go in January and February. Like, what if they're absolute wars and these fighters can't, make these quick turnarounds? What if Ilya's not back yet? And are we just going to do it? Does the interim title count? Are we going to just, what are we going to do? Hamzat's saying that he doesn't want to fight Imavov because of the relationship with Dagestan. He did say that he would fight him if the UFC wanted, but he says that he doesn't want to. Pereira wants to move up to heavyweight. So what we're going to do with the light heavy, I just don't know, man. There's so many question marks at the moment.
It's a championship fight, and everyone's a legendary type of fight. He's actually holding back fights right now for 6 months so he can do it for this, for 250. I think 250.
Maybe that's why Arman hasn't got the title shot. Maybe he's holding Arman back for the White House. That kind of makes sense now. He's saying he's actually holding back fights to stack the White House card. That's a rubbish impression. Sleepy Joe, Sleepy Dana, and Sleepy Hunter. That's terrible. Awful. Maybe they're just saving Arman for the White House. I don't fucking know. Who knows anymore? Shit, who the fuck knows? I don't know. But anyway, let's carry on. What fights could he be holding back, though? If we don't get a title fight for 3 months because Donald Trump wants 8 or 9 title fights on the White House card, what are they going to put as the main event for these pay-per-views? Because they're going to have to. We already have January's, and in fact we don't even have we don't have a pay-per-view in February. So we have January to March, and then we have April, May, and then it's June. So for 2 months, are you telling me we're not going to have a single title fight just so they can stack the White House card? Are Paramount going to be happy with that? I don't think so. I don't think so.
50 is going to be amazing. I think the arena is going to be 5,000 or 6,000 seats right in front of the front door of the White House, and 100,000 people in the back where they're putting up 8 or 10 very big screens. That's going to be an exciting night. So many people are.
I'd love to see how much these tickets are going for, by the way. I mean, the Sphere was extortionate. I can only imagine how much the White House tickets are going to go for. Can you? Oh my God, you're going to have to be rich as fuck to go to them, or take out a mortgage. You know what I mean?
We're asking for tickets. The UFC.
I just don't see them doing 8 or 9 title fights. I don't see how it's even possible with the scheduling and the amount of champions they have. Like, let me just double check though. Let me just double check that. I believe there's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's 11. There's even less than what I thought. There's only 11. There's no way. There's no way that's even going to be a thing. I don't think Trump actually knows how many titles there are in the UFC. Unless he's counting in the BMF belt and interim championships and things like that. Unless he's going to introduce a women's BMF. Could you imagine? That'd be awful. Who knows though? Alright, moving on. Some fight news. Strickland versus Hernandez. Absolute banger of a fight. I'm leaning towards Sean Strickland. I think he's going to be able to stuff the takedowns of Hernandez and maybe piece him up on the feet. And then we're going to get Strickland versus Chimaev after Chimaev versus Imavov. However, Chimaev is saying he wants to fight one more time at middleweight and then move up to light heavyweight. He wants to fight Imavov and then move up. I don't like that. Not one bit. Dana White should say no. We're not just doing an Ilia Tuporia for everyone. Even Ilia Tuporia wanted to move up to welterweight. That shit's wild. Even moving up from featherweight. I said when he moved up from featherweight, I'd have liked him to defend a few more times first before he moved up. So I was still saying it with Ilia. So I'm saying it with Khamzat Chimaev now. I'm staying consistent. I don't like that. But this fight is very interesting. Houston main event for February. I mean, banger. Absolute banger. I'm leaning towards Sean Strickland to begin with. He claims that his wrestling's really good. Okay, and he does have some good submissions in the past and some good grappling exchanges. I think he's going to be able to maybe, neutralize Hernandez's wrestling and grappling and keep it on the feet and just grind it out to a decision. I just do think that. Strickland is very fucking good still. Can he be boring sometimes? Absolutely, he can be boring. With a 1-2, and that's literally it. 1-2 parry, teep kick, 1-2 parry, 2 parry, teep kick, you know. But, I mean, it works, so you can't be that mad at it, I guess. But yeah, it's a good fight, that. Really good fight. And then we have these four. Let me just adjust the screen real quick so you can see them. Hooker versus Saint-Denis. I think Hooker's cooked. This is for UFC 325. This is Volkanovski's card. So this card's fucking stacked to the brim. Shit, amazing. I'm going with Saint-Denis via second round finish. First or second round finish. Hooker's just not good. Hooker's not good. He's alright, but compared to these guys, I don't think so. We just saw him get ragdolled about by Arman, who's got great grappling. Saint-Denis has also great grappling. I can see Saint-Denis taking him down and just beating the shit out of him with vicious ground and pound. But I could also see a submission. He could do either, which is why I'm saying just buy a finish. I think he's going to get him down and just do some damage. Fiziev versus Rufi. I'm early predictions, by the way. Fiziev. I think Rufi is good. I also don't know why he's ranked. He beat Bobby Green, who wasn't ranked, and then lost to BSD. What has he done to deserve not even number 15, number 14 ranking? I believe he's above Bahamondes there. Yeah, he is. He's above Bahamondes. And, lost to Fiziev in his last fight, I guess. But shit. I don't get why he's ranked. And why is he fighting up? Why is he fighting inside the top 10? I don't get it. I think he's good. I don't think he's that elite in terms of the rest of the lightweights. I think Fiziev could, especially over 3 rounds, I think Fiziev can probably just get this done over decision. Maybe. Rufi's going to have to get a nice flush KO on Fiziev, I feel like. He could do it. It's not impossible. I just think Fiziev's going to edge this out. But I really do. Moving on to Tuivasa versus Teixeira. How the fuck is Tai Tuivasa still in the rankings? He's on a 5-fight losing streak. I used to love Tai Tuivasa. I now fucking hate him. He's an obese blob that's on a 5-fight losing streak. Teixeira's going to knock him out inside the first round. Tuivasa's shit. Teixeira didn't look great against Derek Lewis, I'll be honest, but fucking hell. Tuivasa is just shite. 5-fight losing streak. If he knocks out Teixeira, that just shows how shit the pool of heavyweights are. I'm going to go Teixeira via knockout in the first round. And then we got Jacoby versus Crute. It's Jacoby, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm not really too pumped for this. I don't feel like any type of way. But some sick fights. Especially this one. This one's a banger. Absolute fucking banger. I don't know what you guys think about this MMA news. Okay. What do you think about these fights that have been announced? What do you think about Jamahal Hill's situation with Joanna? And what do you think about Donald Trump saying that there's going to be 8 or 9 title fights on the White House card? And if there is, what fights would you even put on that card? What fights would you be able to put on that card to make it 9 title fights? I don't even know. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you like this style of video. I might do it some more if you guys like it. Just different, smaller MMA news stories rather than just focus on one main thing for like half an hour. You know? If you like this style, let me know. Okay, I'll do more of it. If it gets views, I'll just do more anyway because that'll tell me that you guys like it. So, yeah. Like and subscribe. My links are down below. Become a member, join the Discord. Until next time, I'll see you in a bit.